I'm Fred McMurray, and I'm back with another episode of K-Fred California Pulse. We're talking again with Grover Beach Mayor Kassi Dee, who's the mayor of K-Fred Land, or at least the mayor of the land that K-Fred Land sits on. So, Mayor D, happy to see you.
It's good to see you. How are you?
Um, um, I could, uh, for the last 20 plus years, how am I is a really difficult question for me to answer. So we'll just say I'm vertical, which is everything in my brain. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm good. We're doing great over here.
I'm, I gotta say, I'm gonna kick off with from that with our first one is, um, I, I am blown away by how many streets that keep turning up wonderfully paved.
hmm
Um, and it's in the time that I've been in the Central Coast, which is, dear God, gonna be 10 years next January.
Happy
I
birthday.
I have never seen them as good as they are. And I know you're gonna say, well, this was long planned beforehand, blah, 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 blah. But at, for the multiple decades I've been around and listening to politicians, it's always the one that's in office that gets the kudos. So kudos to you, at least from me, for making the streets better and better. And they keep getting better. I keep driving around and finding a new one that's been paved. Awesome to you. How many more, how much more paving is there going to be?
I mean, we have done 73. Well, now we're probably up to 74 or 75% of our residential streets, which is put under it was our K-14 projects. And so this last year we were put on a little bit of a pause. We had some hesitation with our sewer, our water and wastewater funds. And so a lot of the projects, again, like you said, that this was all planned many years ago. So when we look at these streets back then, they were sewer line improvements that need to be done underneath them, et cetera, et cetera. There was like basically an equation that puts you in a certain spot in the priority list. And so our council even just a few months ago, we looked at this list and we said, well, these streets need sewer line improvements. These streets are ready to go. They don't need sewer line improvements, but they're ready to go. And we just felt like it was bad etiquette to kick them out of the queue and then start on other people's streets. So we chose, as a level, we requested staff design and get ready for the ones that maybe had sewer line improvements so that, when we do find funding for that, then they can get ready. In addition to that, we also told them to start designing and just getting it ready, putting it on deck for those other streets that didn't have the maybe the grind and overlay or the intensity of work that needed to happen. So we did just pass our sewer rate structure just a few months ago. And so now that we are confident that we have the funds to improve our sewer lines, which we've already discussed before in a past interview, we are now back on track. And I don't want to say back on track because we've always pretty much been on track. We just took a little bit of a pause to get our roads done, which I will say, being on track is actually way ahead of time. This was supposed to be oh gosh, I'm trying to remember the years. It was supposed to be like a 20-year project, and we've done most of the work in the 8 to 10 years that we've been working on them. So it's fantastic. I also love seeing that the streets are being done. I feel bad that we had to wait a little bit, but we needed to ensure that we were going to be secure with the sewer fund first before we started working on those lines.
So let me get this straight. You said, you know what? Rather than spend money we don't have, we're going to slow things down until we ensure. You
Yeah,
know, I'm sorry.
crazy, right?
That's common sense. And again, I'm watching government in action for decades, and that's not normal. Normal is like, let's go spend 82 times more money than we got and only get 2% done. So,
Yeah.
like I said, I attribute this to you because you're the mayor and you're going to get the crap if it goes wrong. So you might as well get the glory if it goes right. So awesomeness there.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm really excited. I love seeing that they're being completed. People are happy that their street is finally being done, which is wonderful. So, and again, there's obviously so much more work to do. We do have to go step by step. So there are some folks who have some pretty bad streets right now, and we will get there as soon as we can.
I love it. Now, if you could just get some folks to not have their radios on at like 12 times louder than the human ear can hear, or when it's so loud it makes the building rumble, I'd be happier, but that's not
Yeah.
something to do. All right. So we've talked about the streets and the sewer increase, which went through. Um, let's talk about natural disasters, so to speak. Yesterday, we had a large fire in Grover Beach. What can
Mhm.
you tell us about that?
Yeah, so it's weird how yesterday, and I'm sure we're going to touch on it. It was basically fire and water was all yesterday, in one day. So, unfortunately,
Unfortunately,
on in South Grover, we did have a residential fire, an apartment complex fire, and 5 units sustained fire and smoke damage. Unfortunately, 10 residents have been displaced, but they are working with their property management people to get them some place to stay while everything gets sorted out. It is still under investigation, so I don't have any information as to what caused it. However, what I can say is that um, our response time was quite quick because we do have two of our, and I know everybody was there, but we do have two of our fire engines at Station 2, which is in Grover Beach, right next to City Hall, and they were there very quick since they are in South Grover. It was very quick. I can't imagine if we had not as many fire resources as we do now. I don't know if there would have been more units that sustained damage, but everybody is more or less okay. Two individuals did have minor injuries. One of them was due to smoke inhalation, and the other one, I think, did have to jump out of off of the second floor.
Mhm.
So, again, but they were minor. Everybody's recovering. So, we just have to. I just think that it's a really big learning opportunity. I have a friend who lived right there, and it was funny. We were talking, and she said, "Oh, it just reminds me that I need to make sure that I have my emergency go bag ready." So, there are plenty of resources at Five Cities Fire Authority if you need recommendations on what to put in a go bag in case something like that were to happen. And that coincides with this tsunami warning that we had yesterday too. But again, the fire, I'm just grateful for our fire department, for our police department, for all jurisdictions who responded to the fire to try and get it out as quickly as possible. And thank God there weren't too many injuries, just the two minor injuries. So, but it's tough, and we have to be prepared. And I'll give you more information as I know, but it's still an investigation. We don't know what caused the fire quite yet.
All right, so we'll go from fire to water, and this is tsunami, and part of me thought, there's you were probably eating dinner somewhere or meal, and all of a sudden somebody runs up to you and says, "Hey, there's a tsunami coming. We should flee for the hills," or something like that, or maybe not.
Yeah.
So, how did you find out? What super secret plans did you spring into action, or was it more like, guys, watch out? There's a lot of water coming. Stay off the beach.
It was more like that, the latter. I did get a phone call from our city manager who heard from SLO County OES, and we were just issued the tsunami advisory. So at first it was a tsunami warning. There was a earthquake in Russia, and that can affect us over here. I know that Hawaii was on a really severe tsunami watch advisory, excuse me. There's different levels, and if you go to my Facebook page under Kassi Dee, Mayor of Grover Beach, you can see the different levels of when there's different levels of what we have to do and how we have to act. So we were in a tsunami advisory, and it was advised that people stay off the beaches. So it wasn't like we needed to evacuate. I know that there were a couple of communities, like in Los Osos, I believe, had to evacuate. But for us, we were okay. The only impacts that we would have seen were people coming off of the beaches and getting kind of closer inland. However, everything was okay. We heard back from our police chief this morning, and he said that we weren't impacted. It's we need to just tread lightly when these things happen because we don't know how an earthquake across the world is going to affect us over here. And being that we are, like most of us, we're in a coastal zone, we
Mhm.
just have to be prepared if something were to happen. So,
And then there's always the boneheads when there's something like that or a hurricane happening, want to go out on the beach.
like twisters, like they're out there trying to get the pictures and the videos of the tsunami. So it just stays
Mm.
safe, be smart, get that go bag ready, make sure that you have your emergency go bag with all of your important documents because you never know. And I mean, I've lived here my entire life. I've lived in Grover Beach my entire life, and we have had. I'm not trying to dim down the intensity and seriousness of this, but we've had quite a few tsunami watches, and everything has been okay. We have great personnel that helps us through it. And oh, I should mention too that the SLO County, the Sheriff's Office, and Grover Beach Police Department have installed this. It's called a high-low siren. So if there is an emergency that is happening, our officers will be going around Grover Beach, driving around Grover Beach, and sounding off as high, low sirens. So you know, high, low, it's time to go.
Okay. So it's not somebody screaming, flee, flee, flee for your lives.
No, it's not. It's an
I
it's
don't know. To me, that makes more sense, you know.
I know. Yeah, so
That
just
high low from radios in the parking lot. So, you know, I'm not sure whether it's an idiot with a radio station or, but okay, I got you.
yeah, I mean the our officers might be on the intercom saying it's time to go, it's time to go. But as we know, it's nice that when we are prepared and we have these different cues for us to when it becomes really serious. So yeah, it we were a-okay. I mean, I think Port San Luis reported back that they had their I mean the tide just goes up a little bit more, but in all seriousness, it is we are in a coastal zone and we do need to be prepared for natural disasters if they should come to us, knock on wood.
I expected there to be some people out there trying to surf it. So, you know, hey,
You know somebody would.
I, like I said, I was in Florida when Hugo went past and I wanted to go out and hang out on the beach. And my wife looked at me and said, no, you bleeping moron.
I would not recommend it.
We're not going out there. I'm like, all right. I will say in my defense, I did not go tornado chasing with him when I was working in Kansas, even
Oh,
though
there we go. Okay. All right. Well, that's
everybody
good.
else did. So it's all good. All right. So we'll flip from the near disaster, so to speak. We've hit street improvements. Let's talk about Ramona Park. There's a Ramona Garden Park that's been um, rehab, is what you'd call it.
Yeah, it's our Ramona Garden Park rehabilitation project. So, the park is not going away. We're making improvements to Ramona Garden Park to better serve our community. And so, yeah, it's just called the Ramona Garden Park Rehabilitation, and that has started. If you drive by Ramona Park, it is torn up. So I remember going by my first time right after we broke ground. We did the shovel thing. We broke ground, and the next day it was starting to get torn up, and it's kind of a little bit of a shell shock. I grew up, attending events in Ramona Garden Park. I even got married in Ramona Garden Park. So yeah, so we had our wedding ceremony and reception there. Um, so to see these improvements coming to the park is just really exciting and giving it this upgrade that it really deserves. It hosts our very popular summer concert series, which I'm sure we'll talk about here in a second.
Okay.
We'll get there, but there are things that are happening at this park that the park is great, but it can be improved. And so we wanted to take this opportunity to look for grant funding and really pay attention to this park and bring some improvements to the park.
Well, I will tell you as I get notifications from nextdoor.com that there's been a lot of positive sentiment that I've seen. Not if you're listening, watching, and gonna write me and say, "Oh, I was complaining, you didn't mention me." I didn't see you, folks. All right. So I just wanted to say that there's been a lot of the response I've seen has been very positive about what's happening there.
Yeah.
So we'll use that. And first I want to go out. Last time we were we talked, you talked about the drone show, and I was working because I'm a workaholic and I'm building this radio station, all that good garbage. So I missed it. So tell us how it went. And
Oh, it's phenomenal. Oh,
again,
sorry. I didn't mean to. Sorry.
tell us how it went. And is this going to become a yearly thing?
Better be. It was phenomenal. And this is all because of the Grover Beach Police Department. The Grover Beach Police Department got a generous sponsor from the Nichols Foundation West, who they have also partnered with the city before. And they used to be our title sponsor for our summer concerts. They've been able to donate funds for our 16th Street Park. So they've been very involved with Grover Beach, and they wanted to continue sharing the love, and they gave money to the Grover Beach Police Department to do a fun community event that would benefit our community. And our chief and team, they just were like, you know what? Let's have a drone show. So these were not our drones. We have a lot of drones. We have 23 drones that we use for police enforcement and other things. We're very proud of our drone fleet because we're able to help we have these shared assets, so we're able to help other jurisdictions if they are having any emergency service needs. But this drone show was done by a company, Dream Sky, and they are based out of Clovis. They actually have a fleet of 400 drones. We did the 200 drone show and they knocked it out of the park, no pun intended. It was very exciting. We had about 4,000 people at our 16th Street Park. The Grover Beach Police Department took this as an opportunity. They called it Grover Beach Night Out, which is a play on National Night Out, which is the police department's national holiday, if you may say, event where they just do a lot of outreach. So this was Grover Beach Night Out. There were vendors from businesses in Grover Beach, brick and mortars, local vendors. There was a Pinewood Derby race, and there was a entirely free kids zone with a rock wall, an inflatable obstacle course, bull riding, the riding the bull. I mean, it was very exciting, and to see our community coming together, that's exactly what Grover Beach is about. And so it was wonderful. We had music out there, so it was a really good time. People started showing up about 3 o'clock p.m. and the show wasn't until 9 p.m. And let me tell you, it was just really, really phenomenal. Those drones are just great. And basically how it works, they went into the Mentone Basin Park and set up all their drones down there, and then they have satellites. They create the program, which was very groovy Grover Beach, and then
I've done
those
stuff.
right, it was very fun. Those drones are spoken to via satellites, and then they move around with the program. So again, 4,000 people. We had a ton of vendors, food vendors, and just community. It was just a great representation of what our community loves to do, and they love to get together. So it was really, and just something so unique to the Central Coast. I don't think anybody's ever done a drone show.
I've not, I know. So a couple of questions there. One, did they have any of the military global predator hawks, that shoot the Hellfire missiles? Man, I'd love to see one of those. Yeah.
No, don't think those were there. I didn't see them at least. I think you need to go to a military base to see those, Fred.
Just think if you could take control of one, how much fun. Never mind. Um, so is this going to become a yearly thing?
I really hope so. I think that the Nichols Foundation West definitely loves supporting what the city is doing, specifically the Grover Beach Police Department. So as long as we have sponsors to do it and to put it on, I know that our Grover Beach Police Department has the bandwidth to put it on because this is what fuels them is this community, this type of community engagement. So I'm just so proud of them. And yeah, even if Nichols Foundation West moves along to another organization, I'm sure there's a way. Like life will find a way.
All right. So I want to move on to upcoming shows, but one last question. So assuming you do have it next year, any thoughts about streaming the video of it?
That's a good point. Yeah, this was the very first year that we've done anything like it. So that is definitely a possibility, and I can bring it back to our chief to let him know that somebody should be taking a live video of this.
Hmm.
Although I will say it really, I mean, it does not compare to in person. I'm a huge Disney fan. As you can see, I have Disney
Mhm.
everywhere. And I watch videos all the time, but this one, and maybe it was because it was about Grover Beach too. Maybe that was another bit of it. But this one was just so, seeing it in person was just mind blowing.
I no arguments, and to me, I'm thinking maybe you stream it out on various places, and people in the Central Valley or other places go, I want to go next year, and it attracts even more people. So
Mhm.
we'll leave that one sit now that that seed's been
That's
planted.
a good point, though. And we love the feedback. We love seeing and feeling how we can and hearing how we can improve our concerts, events, policy, whatever it might be. We love the feedback. So I would love to get that back to him.
So that's fine. So, folks, if you're watching, and you think it's a good idea, let me know. And if you think it's a bad idea, go away. I don't need your opinion.
I don't need your opinion.
So tell us about what's upcoming. There's three more events in the summer series, Stone Soup. So tell us about what's coming up, event
Yes. Go ahead.
event wise. Tell us what's
Yeah.
coming up.
Yeah, so we have three more summer concerts coming up. Let's see, we have Steppin' Out is happening next week. They are a phenomenal band. The Josh Rosenblum band is August 10th, and then the Stevie Nicks Illusion will be our finale summer concert series on August 17th. Again, these concerts are happening at 16th Street Park. The vendors are starting early. So technically the event total is from 2 to 6, but the bands play from 3 to 6. So come hang out with us. We've had an incredible turnout. We had 2,400 people 2 concerts ago, about 1,500 people last concert. So people love coming out and dancing. We had a great dance floor last Sunday. It was phenomenal. We were all out there. You had two of your council members, myself and Councilmember McCory Driscoll, plus our city manager out there dancing on the dance floor. That's how much we love these summer concerts. And then the most vendors that we've ever seen in any summer concert. Anywhere from 10 to 20 vendors every single summer concert series. So come on out, support your local vendors, support your local bands, and just come hang out with us and have fun. It's just a phenomenal way to get together. And of course, I'd be remiss if I didn't thank our title sponsor, Mechanics Bank. They were able to help us get all of these incredible bands. And yeah, it's just we have other I should mention the other sponsors as well. Astound Broadband, New Times, Coastal Community Builders, 95.3 The Beach, Cannon Engineering, First Five Slow County, Central Coast Party Factory, and Threadhead Embroidery. So we have a lot of people coming together to make this happen because we see the benefit to the community.
So I will say with respect to McCank's back, I did stop in and talk to the branch manager, and he was going to see if he'd come on the show. I haven't heard back from him yet. May have to have a mayor go tap him on the shoulder.
I will, yeah.
Talk about that later. And do you think Nichols Foundation would come on the show and talk about why they love Grover Beach so much?
I can absolutely ask. I know that they are a part of their team lives in our city, so I can absolutely ask. I'm not sure if they're very much, they just love supporting the things. I don't know if they're very much spokesperson like, but we can absolutely ask.
I'm not quite sure. I'm spokesperson. Yeah, probably doesn't work well. More of a victim martyr or something like that works better as a guest, but that's beside the point. All right. So I've gotten asked lots of questions. What is it that we haven't covered that you want the residents of Grover Beach to know, as well as the residents of SLO County to know? What's upcoming, or what's that big thing you're either happy about, concerned about, whatever? What do you want them to know?
Really quickly, let me talk about Stone Soup because it is happening. The Stone Soup Festival is not a city event. It is put on by from the Clark Center in Arroyo Grande, and they put on this phenomenal Stone Soup Festival that is still happening. It's August 23rd and 24th. Let me double check those dates. 23rd and 24th, excuse me. I'm so sorry. I just want to make sure I had those dates right. But it'll look a little bit differently because usually it is done in Ramona Garden Park. Obviously there's construction, so we will not be doing it in Ramona Garden Park. unless everybody wants to wear a hard hat, then that's not going to work. So
That's
just
fine.
kidding. We wouldn't do that anyways. That's OSHA will come get us. But so the Clark Center will be having the Stone Soup Festival in it'll still be on Ninth and Ramona in within the streets, and then I believe their stages are going to be placed a little bit differently, including maybe in Mechanics Bank. I believe they're still working out those details, but it is happening August 23rd and August 24th. Come hang out with us. I keep saying that, but it's just we just like to have fun in Grover Beach. So wonderful bands, usually wonderful vendors, and we hope that the construction doesn't deter people away. I hope it just brings people together. And then in addition to that, at the Stone Soup Festival, plus at these concerts, the Grover Beach Community Foundation will be there with a booth to assist anybody who would like to buy a paver for Ramona Garden Park. So there's also a community giving. I'm not sure if I've talked about it on here, but that's another thing that I want to make sure that we're
Bring it on. You have,
posting out there.
but
Yeah, this is a your park, your legacy. So the Grover Beach Community Foundation is selling a variety of things, including pavers. There's a 4x8 paver, an 8x8 paver. There's benches, there's picnic tables, and there's the amphitheater band shell naming rights. So, go buy all four if you want, if you want to.
so just so no one's confused, like I was the first time, when you say you can buy a bench or a picnic table or pavers, you don't mean cr- crap, I don't have it with me. It's in the other room. You don't mean that they get to buy them and take them home. It's they're put in the park because I do have a West Grand Avenue street sign when you
Yeah.
saw them before. It's in the other room. I meant to bring it in. So
Yep.
these are things that are like you're going to have your stamp on Ramona Park if you buy something until at least the next time they revamp it.
Exactly that. Yes, and I really want to emphasize that as well. Everything has a lifespan, so it won't be there forever. It'll be there for a good long time, I would say, but it won't so when you buy this paver, you are leaving your mark on the park. You could put your name on it, your family's name, your pets. It's a way to honor your legacy and represent your business, whatever it might be. So you can do that by purchasing a paver, a bench, a picnic table, or even the band shell. And again, this is to help close the funding gap that we do have with this park. Within the park is a $4.1 million project, and we were able to get funding for about 3.3 million. So we're doing okay, and but we do need those pavers to sell so that we can bridge that little bit of funding gap.
So, is there a link people should go to in order to sign up?
Yes, so you can go to Grover Beach CF.org. That stands for Grover Beach Community Foundation.org, and the link is right there. And then you can do it online or you can do it in person. Like I said, the Grover Beach Community Foundation is at the summer concerts. They have a booth at Stone Soup, and we will be doing an update at a city council level as well to one last push. And I will say in the fall time is when we will be closing because we want to get this park done. So we got to close sales at some point.
So that's Grover Beach, C as in cat, F as in Fred.org.
Yeah.
Okay. One last question. Is there any truth to the rumor that Grover Beach is uh, planning to build a Death Star?
I mean,
Ask and I got sorry. Maybe
no, nobody will let me do that.
that'd be really cool if they would, like our own Death.
Optics are very good.
All right, Mayor, I'm going to let you have the last word before I sign us off. Any final comments?
Thank you so much for letting me come on here and speak about our fun things that are happening in Grover. And then again, if you ever have any questions or need to contact me, my email is kdee@groverbeach.org, or you can call me at 805-556-2440. Please get involved. Come talk to me if you have any questions, any comments, any issues. Please, I'm very accessible. I'm very available, and I love to talk to you.
That's got to be the strangest words I've ever heard out of any mayor's mouth of come talk to me. I grew up
That's
in
what makes me different.
it is. It is. That's what I love about having you on the show. It's different, and it doesn't take a briefcase full of money to get you to talk. Love that about being in Grover Beach, and love what's going on here. And like I said, the streets. Oh, that just makes me happy.
Yep, we're back on it.
I'm Fred McMurray. There's been another episode of KFred California Pulse on kfred.com. Thanks to Mayor Kassi Dee, Mayor of Grover Beach, which is where Westvine and KFred Radio is located. We'll be back again next week with another episode of KFred California Pulse. Have a great week, folks.
Thank you.